I'm Rick Peck. I'm the Vice President for Development and Philanthropy Services at the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation here in Concord, New Hampshire. And when I talked to a colleague of mine, or I should say a peer of mine at the Pittsburgh Foundation one time, I noticed she was affiliated with Advisors in Philanthropy. And I said, well, what do you think about this organization? She said, I think you should check it out. So I went to their May 2019 conference in Washington, D.C., and I immediately fell in love. And I said, this is my tribe, this is where I should be. And I just never looked back. The name, the official name of this group is the International Association of Advisors in Philanthropy, AIP for short. And so my little segment is about international giving. And the idea here is that if you think about it this way, 5% of the world's population is here in the United States, and the other 95% is outside the borders. And so there's lots and lots of opportunity to give outside of the borders of the United States. The problem is most people don't really understand how it all works. They don't understand the rules and regulations and how to make an effective and impactful gift. So we've had a really strong peer and sponsor at AIP, CAF America, and they've been absolutely fantastic. And if you ever talk to Ted Hart or listen to him speak, I don't think there's anything he can't talk about as it relates to international giving. But it's called CAF America. And so we just thought, well, what if we took this to another level and we said, well, let's get some experts from Jerusalem, maybe get an expert from France, and then just have them sit on a panel with CAF America and just kind of talk it out and just really flesh out what international giving looks like. So that's the spirit of it. So next month on the 18th, we'll have that international panel. And I'll just read you some quick bios. Jessie Kraft is the person who's coming in from CAF America. She's been with them for 11 years, and her title is Senior Vice President of External Affairs. She manages the External Affairs Donor Services, the Thought Leadership teams, and she coordinates strategy and operational management with the Business Development and Grant Services team. She just does a lot there. She's also worked a year and a half as a volunteer visitor, coordinator, tutor, childcare caretaker in Honduras. So she's been, feet on the ground in various places, and she just completed her master's degree in international development at American University. So that's just a little bit about Jessie. And then Dove Guggenheim, he's with a company called JGive. He's the manager of the Platinum Division. He holds a degree in business management, philosophy from the Hebrew University, and he's managed private funds in excess of $10 million and has worked for the Bank of Israel, as well as private research firms and data analysis, foreign exchange, and startup funding. And they have a huge donor advised fund equivalent at JGive in Jerusalem, and Dove has been a fantastic resource, really knowledgeable guy, and brings a lot of people from his firm to the table. And last but not least is Domitille Marshall Lemoine, and she is with a group called Friends of Fondation de France, and she is the first executive director, started just this year. So she was recommended by Dove, and she entered the world of nonprofit advising, doing foundation work in London, UK, worked for 7 years as a consultant for nonprofits in the United States. And she did a lot of shaping of strategies and messaging, and worked on things like education, human rights, protecting young people, and scientific research. So you can see that we have an interesting mix of viewpoints. And already, we're not to get too ahead of ourselves, but this same group is already talking about other people in the world that we should be connecting to. Maybe there's a larger and larger cohort here, people in Australia and beyond, but that's not for this particular webinar, but that might be for a future webinar. Again, the spirit of it is to get the different perspectives so that people who are interested in international giving understand what their various avenues are, understand who they should be talking to, and again, just understanding best how they might approach their giving, knowing that there's lots of experts out there to be able to help them direct that in, again, the most effective, impactful way, following the rules, and just opening their eyes to all the different opportunities in front of them. So that's the story, and that'll be from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday, October 18th. And again,